Hey, we're live, I think. How you guys doing? Yeah. Hope everybody is well. I felt inspired to do a live show tonight. As typical, my always professional video presentation style, I come on unannounced. So, tonight I feel we'll just do more or less some Q&As, and we'll see what the flow of the conversation, where it takes us. We'll take it from there. So let me scroll back to the top. All right. Hey, how are ya? How you doing? What's going on? Jersey. Okay. Do me a favor. Say where you're from. So California. And if you want your age, say 30s or 40s or 50s or 100s, whatever age, 20s, whatever age range you happen to be in. And that'll be cool. So, all right. So, how you doing? Baradas. I like that. Michael, Jersey. Cool. When does it start? Now. It starts now, Peter. Scotty, I'm just on time. Hello. Hey, how you doing, man? Andrew, I was just wondering 5 minutes ago when you would do another stream. I'm learning Git right now. Thanks for all you do, Stef. Hey, congratulations. Git is one of those important tools, especially if you're going to be working in a team environment. Hey, how you doing, Beastie L33? Corey Gibbs, Galveston, Texas. Oh, very cool. I think it's the first from Galveston. My man, Stefan. What's up from New Jersey? Cheers, welcome to the stream. Siberia? Really? Vibro? That's pretty far. It's probably colder there than here. Wow. Greetings from San Antonio, Texas. Hey, San Antonio. I'm supposed to go to San Antonio. I actually own property down there. I've never been, though. I'm supposed to go. I was supposed to go before the pandemic. I hear it's a great town. Hello, hey, Matthew. How you doing, man? Hello, guys. Sadiq. How are you, man? Siberia. Are you truly from Siberia? Two Siberians? Je vais bien, merci. Hey, Mr. Eric Chapman. Very good. So I guess everybody can hear me clearly. Everything's clear. Everything's good. So this is more just a Q&A tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll give you some updates what's going on my end. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Hello, Stefan World. Mississauga, Ontario, 30s. Oh, very cool. Oklahoma, 29. Good. California, LA. Very love California. From Nigeria. Very cool, man. California, 420. Hello, from San Diego. I'm struggling with confidence. My skills also. I'm 41. Don't worry, that comes. Malaysia, 28. 38, excuse me. What's up, Steph? What do you think about NFT? NFT. Remind me what that is. Illinois is 18. Young whippersnapper Blake. Good age. Texas, late 30s. Georgia, I think GA is 23. Very good. Hello, all the way from the Philippines, 18. Very cool. Good ages, man. Calgary, Alberta, 20. All right. 24 from Philippines, Ohio. Tanya Forrest, how are you, Ohio? I've been to Ohio. It was my second school I ever got with Studioweb was in Ohio. The second school. The first one was from Tennessee. The second one. Hello, Steph from the Philippines. Greetings from Colombia. Colombia, very cool. Do you think HTML, CSS, and PHP SQL is enough to begin freelancing to make $1,000 a month? Why not? You could. Those skills can make you $10,000 a month, or a lot more, depending how good you are at sales. Greetings from Morocco. Hey, I guess that's Ilyas. Welcome to the stream. California, 169. Stealing my bits. Dominic Thompson, how are you, Dominic? I hope everything is well. Northeast Ohio. Choo-choo, 30s, greater than 30. Or low. All right. Let's see what we got. Stefan, what's your opinion on where the QA field is going? More into automation. QA, question and answer field. I don't. Sorry, I'm bad with my acronyms today. So let me know what that is. I'll scroll down below. Can you do a tutorial of an OnlyFans site? To build one, I would have to check I know what OnlyFans is. I don't go there. So we are good to go, Stefan. Thanks for now. It's Siberia. Wow, Siberia. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, Serbia's cool. 47-year-old bear from Siberia, Serbia. Look at the computer from one bespectacled man. Any recommended books on C#, of course? Oh, I don't know. I just check out the Amazon reviews. I haven't looked at C# in a long time. Greetings from Brazil. There we go. Arbahe, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. My apologies. Hello, Stefan. Where are you going to upload a new coding course? When are you going to upload a new coding course? I'm actually going to be uploading soon, hopefully within a month or so, a set of what I call pro courses. So HTML5 Pro, CSS3 Pro, to bring in more work-related context into those courses. But if you do my foundations courses now, you'll be able to pivot into anything you want. 25 from the UK, but it's Stef stream time, so no time for bed. Wow, it's up late. How are you? Thanks for joining the stream. Non-fungible tokens, NFT. Oh, of course, non-fungible. I don't know. I've heard of them, but I don't have an opinion on that. Okay. What? Someone bought an NFT picture for $69 million. That's like crazy speculation. I remember years ago, Rust has the future. I think it's niche language. I remember years ago, back in the 90s, when one of the MMOs, the massive multiplayer online, whatever they call it, but one of those big games, I think it was Ultima or something, and it was all over the news, somebody spent $3,000 to buy a virtual castle in one of these games, and it was freaking everybody out, including myself. And I remember thinking about that. Why would somebody spend $3,000 on a virtual castle? That's pretty quaint compared to $69 million. Anyhow, long story short, I started thinking about how we attribute value for things. Why is this considered more valuable than this? And a lot of times it's just perception. It's just something in your head. And so yeah, I said the guy wanted to spend $3,000 on his virtual castle because he spent a lot of time obviously playing that game. So for him, it was worth $3,000 to buy the virtual castle. It's kind of like Rolex watches or fancy furniture. Everybody's got their own thing, you know. So, well, listen, if somebody's willing to spend that kind of money on a virtual art or whatever, any digital asset, why not? You know, why not? It is what it is, open market. Would I? Probably not. But what are you gonna do? See, that's the thing. That tells you about something, about this whole digital space, right? The digital space is only becoming more and more important. So anything digital assets, virtual real estate, like websites, people used to call websites web properties as opposed to, brick and mortar properties. And they have a certain intrinsic value. There's no question about that. I've been offered good money for some of the sites that I own. And so as the digital world becomes more important, as it is, a big part of it's because of these phones, right? Or, you date with these phones. You do everything with these phones. So I would imagine digital assets will become more valuable over time. And I also imagine that of course, along with that, you need digital skill sets to are going to become more valuable. So, for example, traditional marketing is becoming less and less important relative to digital or online marketing, because that's where the world is now. I hope that makes sense. A little philosophical, but also I'm just thinking about the psychology of all this. Sadiq, we'll see what he has to say. What are weaknesses of React.js, Stefan? I have been learning it and love it because of the modular nature. Technically, I couldn't say what the weaknesses are. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I always tell people, let the market decide. Ultimately, no technology is perfect. All these libraries, whether it be React, Vue, or Angular, or whatnot, they all have their pros and their cons, and let the market dictate, let the jobs dictate whether or not it has a value for you. And if you love it, it does good work, and there's good money made with it, then fantastic. Jin Kura, I like that name. Hi from Indonesia. Welcome to the stream, man. Wait. Be right back. Dave Love. Non-fungible tokens. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I've been, because I'm a 169-year-old nerd, I have a tendency to look at some of these things with skepticism. So, like, for example, when Bitcoin first came out, I remember my buddy and I, one of my business partners and I, we were looking at it and we said, we think this could do something, We never thought it would ever do this. And we were always very skeptical of it. And so we never put the effort that we should have put into it. This is when Bitcoins were like 4 cents a piece, 5 cents a piece. We figured it might go to $1 or $2 a piece, Never would have dreamt 60,000. It goes to show, here's a good piece of advice that you should take. I'm conveying a piece of advice from Warren Buffett. He said he never sells his investments. Of course, he's been selling them recently, but it's a very good rule overall. Highly diversified and never sell. And if you follow that, you probably, given the type of world that we live in, you probably end up very, very, very well off. Like, it has cost me obscene amounts of money because I sold assets too early. I made 60%, but it went up another 20 times. It's happened to me on more than one occasion. So, here's a piece of advice. Highly diversified, buy stuff and never sell. That's it. You'll be well off. Work on your skills. There's my advice there. Hey, Stef, are you from the East or West Coast? I'm East Coast. East Coast. Hey, I just want to know what programming language is used to create affiliate programs. It could be any programming language, not any of the web programming languages. JavaScript, Python, PHP, Java, C#. You could do it Perl. You could do it Ruby. You shouldn't do it Ruby though. Etc., etc., etc. So you can do it. You should do my foundation courses, anybody's foundations courses. You need to learn all this stuff. And if you do my foundations courses, you'll be able to build all kinds of affiliate programs if you want. That being said, the top 3 rules of software development are reuse, reuse, reuse. There's already many affiliate programs out there. If you want to get into the business of supplying an affiliate program, and you have a new idea that nobody else has implemented, then by all means get into it. But if you're just building an affiliate program for yourself, I would just license somebody else's affiliate program. So it depends what you want to do. So there it is. Empathy. What's an interesting way to make money through web development? Well, interesting depends on you. Depends on what you like. Some people like doing back end. Some people like doing front end. Some people want to develop PWAs. It depends what you want to do. I would just learn your basics and then start quality assurance. That's interesting. And it's QA and of course QA and AI. With regards to investing, interesting way to make money through the web development. It depends what you mean by interesting. You mean like it's going to make you money? Is it going to interesting and just intellectually interesting? What do you mean by that? Quality assurance. Yeah, I think my general. Okay, I'm going to timestamp this, so I'm going to do my little clips afterwards. That puts a little marker in the video, so I know where to edit. Anyway, when it comes to AI, whether it be for quality assurance or AI's application in education, training, whatever. I have friends who do that, by the way. It will be an assistive technology rather than a replacing technology for I think for at least a few more years, if not 5, 10 more years. It's hard to say. So right now I look at AI as an assisting technology, not a replacing technology. So for example, good friends of mine, he has a pretty successful business where they have a whole bunch of tutors, and they all kind of, I don't know how many million students. I don't know if they're at 1 million students yet, but getting there, I imagine. So let's say it's, for the sake of argument, it's 1 million students. So the students will get on their phones and say, I need a tutor, I need some tutoring in this subject, and they go boom, boom, they'll click, they'll say what the category is and what they're doing, and then that information plus a bunch of other meta information is routed to their AI-based system. And the AI will then route that request to the best tutor given all these variables, which I won't get into here. So here's a situation where you do have, at the end of the day, you do have a human tutor. The AI is not doing it, but the AI is helping route the right question to the right tutor. And that is like, so that's an example of assistive AI. So in quality assurance, I would imagine you would have a similar scenario where you would use some sort of AI to help with the process. That's how I would look at it. And you're starting to see the beginnings of that. I have, for instance, one of the sponsors of this channel, they have an AI that basically helps with code completion, and it learns over time and gets better and better and better. So it's assisting the software developer to write better and better code. So that's how I see AI. So I'm going to answer the question. I know it's popping in a lot of people's heads right now. Is AI going to replace the job of a developer? Not anytime soon. It's going to help, though, make the job easier. So for example, even this camera I'm using, my cinema camera, it uses AI, as far as I understand, for the autofocus. So you see I can go like this, woo, woo, keeps me in focus. That's the AI doing that, because the AI is learning my face, so it focuses on my face. A few years ago, that wasn't possible. So it's not replacing the cameraman, but it's doing a heck of a lot, And this is relatively simple, just identifying a face, right? So imagine QA and other much more difficult, cognitively difficult task. So yeah, there you go. I think, let me just end that segment. Again, I'm just leaving a mark in the video. Hello from Adham. Hi, Adham from Egypt. Well, welcome to stream, dude. Thanks for coming in. Hi from Brazil. I'm thinking about, what is he thinking about? He's leaving us in suspense. Anderson is leaving us in suspense. What is a good way to create an online shop website quickly in less than a month? Yeah, I would look at a Shopify or something similar, simply because it's turnkey. That's the whole point. And take it from there. And I think Shopify has an API, so you can extend it as well. Before I get to the next question, I always mention in the footer links, if you're already a developer and you want to up your game, you haven't done it yet, get this book for Java. And there's also a link for the JavaScript version, this is refactoring. It's one of the key skills every developer should know. Before you learn a new language, before you learn a new framework, if you got coding skills, this is the book to get, or the JavaScript version. And you could use it with Python or with PHP, it doesn't matter. It's universal techniques on how to clean up your code, make your code much better. You'll up your game like this by just doing the first few chapters of this book. So that's my recommendation for people who are already coding. And if you're totally new, you're new to web design and everything, you can check out my book. You can get it on Amazon, all over the world, UK, blah, blah. Even in local bookstores, you can find it. I wrote it a few years back, but it's still 100% good. It's an evergreen book. Web design started here. My autofocus will fail, I'm sure. Yeah, because I have it set only to look at faces. Anyway, so that's my book. If you're a total beginner, if you like lots of diagrams and pictures and stuff, and you want to learn the web, it's highly regarded, highly reviewed. So there you go. There's my plug. I don't make money on this, by the way. They paid me everything up front, so I'm mentioning because I think it's a good book and help a lot of people out, especially people who like to read. But I literally don't make any money on it. Let's continue. Eric F. How we do over time? What are your views on blockchain development? Do you think the job demand in that field will drastically increase over the course of the next decade? If I were a betting man, I would say it will increase. By how much? I don't know. But I think the blockchain technology as a tech will be utilized more and more and more. To what extent, I can't say. I don't know how much, but it will. I would imagine it's going to go up. Hi, Stef. Do you have any suggestions how to recruit team for development? That's hard. Finding good people is a very difficult task, generally speaking. Maybe Reddit groups, or maybe just go through traditional methods, Indeed.com, etc. It's hard to get good people. Hey, Skysurf, how are you? Greetings from Brazil. 21. Well, young guys. Good age, by the way. Yeah, by the way, if you're like 21, 30, 40, even 40, it's so young. It's so young. If you're, especially you're not 18, 20, 30s, you got that. It's such a valuable. You're in such a valuable place, So don't, if you're feeling pressure, don't let it get you down because you're so young. You have a lot of runway, and just keep working towards your goals. You got plenty of time. Let's see. Karsis has to say. Karsis the Great. Stef, I built a web app as part of an interview for a job. Very cool. They went silent on me, but used my app on their site. Really? Wow. Really? I'm told this situation is common web. Is that your experience? Well, I would never really to use your web app. That's quite the lengthy interview. I've never heard of such a thing. I don't give away the code base until they pay. I don't know if you signed anything or something, but that's pretty bad. Unless you sign a document saying they get to keep your work, I don't know. But yeah. I wouldn't. That's weird. I've never heard of that. What is your opinion on Adonis.js? I have not looked at it. 18, Michael. Good age. Yeah, you're so young. If you just follow some of my the teachings I lay out, and you just take your time and you start now, you could retire in a very short period of time. Your courses are legendary. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Nice, Stefan. Hey, no worries. Serbia here also. Thank you for answering questions, Stefan. No problem. I have fun. I have fun doing this. Thanks for joining the stream. Oh, by the way, for the algorithms, hit the thumbs up button for me. It tells it tells YouTube that this is pretty good to stream. You like to stream, so give me those thumbs up. And if you hate my long hair, give me 2 thumbs down. Gizmo, do you think there is opportunity as an American that speaks foreign languages to freelance in other countries? Why not? Typically, we hear of foreigners working here, but could the opposite also work? Yeah, sure. I would think maybe Europe, different parts of Europe, maybe Canada. Appreciate the thumbs up. It helps with the streams. Hey, I just want to know what programming language is used to create affiliate. Yeah, I answered that one. Just about anyone. Will you be doing a Python Pro course? I will be adding a Pro section. Essentially, the foundation courses are all up to date. Everything's cool. I update them when need be. And fortunately, because the foundations don't change, everything's kind of cool. The Pro versions of the courses will have some addendums and some extra stuff on there. I won't get into the details, but yeah, and they will rightfully take them to Pro. That being said, You check the reviews on Google My Business. People who do my foundation courses, they get jobs within a few months. So that's not really necessary, but I'm just being a bit of a obsessive nerd there. 2:34 in Germany. Stefan talks me into sleep. Hi from Brazil. Thinking about learn the Dart stack, Flutter Web. Why not? There's checked out the local demand. It was Ultima Online, dude, played on my server. Really? Same guy. Oh, it was Ultima. Yeah. Was it you who bought the $3,000 castle? What do you prefer for web hosting? I keep hearing good things about Heroku. I'm about to launch a site myself to host applications on it. I have not used Heroku. I heard good things too. I use DigitalOcean. I used them for years. I've used also local providers up here in Montreal. It depends what your use cases are. It depends what your use cases are. For most websites, just basic old school hosting is more than enough. Yeah, only if your app has special requirements would you do that. Otherwise, okay, I got that one already. Hey, what's up? Future of Swift, particularly outside of iOS. I don't think it's got too many legs outside of iOS. I know IBM did a very good job with that implementation, but they dropped the project. I actually even was looking into it. IBM, and I know other people have ported iOS to the server, and apparently it's super fast. Swift is a good language, but I think Swift's future is pretty much for iOS development. And Apple is so big that they won't drop Swift, so I'm sure you'll be safe there. That being said, for mobile, my knee-jerk reaction is to always go cross-platform. Will you release a Java programming course? Not for many months if I ever do. It's funny because I've written more lines of Java than any other language, that's for sure. Hey, Steph, what would you consider a healthy amount of gaming time in between learning code sessions? I don't know. 45 minutes to an hour max, I sold a Jedi on Star Wars Galaxies for $2,500. Really? Very cool. Eric Chapman says, it's me here. Is it me or here in Quebec, Symfony is more popular than Laravel for business app? Maybe related to the fact that Symfony is a French CIE. That could be very well it, actually. If it's Symfony is French-based, maybe they have a lot of French documentation. I don't know. I've never used it. I hear good things about it, but for me, we use Laravel. Hey, Steph, is it a good idea to freelance focusing on helping small businesses with their digital marketing, not just creating websites for them? Traffic and sales is more important than beautiful websites. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So, as a freelancer, I talk about developing very good, you know what? As a freelancer, I talk about developing very good, efficient workflows so that you can maximize your profitability. So when you first start as a freelancer, you're going to have to take this type of job here, a shopping cart implementation here, a WordPress implementation here, a custom from scratch little app here, et cetera, et cetera. But as you develop your reputation and you start getting bigger and bigger, more of a presence, you'll be able to start picking and choosing your gigs and start being able to choose jobs that align with a workflow you've developed internally. Why do you want to do that? Is because you will just be able to produce the code, you'll be able to produce whatever work you're doing for people much more quickly. So, that being said, the question Ray had put to me is it a good idea to freelance focusing on helping small business with their digital marketing? Yeah, that could be a really nice funnel, if you will, in terms of what you provide as services. So you build the site, whether it be WordPress or not, and then you set up their digital marketing strategies, social, email marketing, set them up with the tools, maybe have a training for them so that they can onboard and start the system up quickly. Yeah, for sure, because you're going to get that question when people put up a site. They're going to say, how do you get on Google? And you're going to have to, maybe you lay out a program to help kickstart that whole process of marketing their site and getting their online presence into place. So you can look at, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or YouTube placement. If they're going to do that, maybe teach them how to do, photography, or teach them what they got to do photography. If they're going to be doing Instagram, as an example, set them up with the apps, tie in the social icons to their website, and then maybe the whole email marketing and the funnel marketing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All that, it's not trivial. It's non-trivial work to set that up. For example, if you're going to set up an email marketing program for them, you can do that with you set them up with the provider, whether it be MailChimp or GetResponse or something, and then you set them up with all the artwork. You set them up the workflows, so that could be a heavy-duty added value. So not only do you develop their site, you provide the whole digital marketing service as well on top of that. So that's a good question. And that's why I'm giving it the claps. I'll be cutting that out as a clip. What front-end framework do you use for Studioweb? Vue. We use Vue. Spending a lot of time learning to code, but I should have just kept my Pokemon card collection. You should have bought Bitcoins 10 years ago and forgot about them. But hindsight's 20/20, right? Yeah, dudes and dudettes, if you like this stream, please give me a thumbs up. It's good for the algorithms. I appreciate that. I'm 20-year-old self-taught dev trying to land first job. I'm scared as hell of the job market as I never had a job before. What should be my attitude and what should I expect? Good question. Good question. So, first of all, you're super young, and now's the time to make mistakes. So don't worry about mistakes. I'm not saying you're going to make mistakes, but you're 20. Who cares? Second of all, what you do is to get your first job, the strategy is essentially you want to put up a good resume site, and then you want to go out there and do 2 to 3 free jobs, small jobs for small businesses. It could be the local flower shop, a butcher, whatever. This way you gain some experience in terms of how to actually work with a client, produce the work, put out the job on time. Make sure they're small, non-committal projects. If you want to learn about freelancing, you can check out the link below. So that is what you do. You set up the website with your resume. You go out, you do a couple of free jobs. And with that experience, you're going to become much more valuable as a potential employee. Also, because why you're going to become more valuable is because you will have worked with real clients, building real product. And what you're going to find in terms of self-confidence is that you will, every time you complete a project, it's very important you complete for a real client. Even a simple thing like putting up a WordPress site, installing a theme and configuring it, or putting up a Shopify and maybe doing some modifications to the Shopify. All that will add to your confidence. You complete a project, adds to your confidence. You complete a project, adds to your confidence. So you do 2 to 3 like that for free. If you can get paid, fantastic, Just say, listen, I know how to code, but I've never done projects, so I'm going to do this. I'm willing to do it for free, or I'll do it for half price, and we'll get it done. And you'll find a taker. And every time you finish a project like that, you get more confident, more confident, more confident. It's like dating. First time you ask a girl out, she's like, Second time, not so bad. Third time, not so bad. Or boxing. First time most people step in the ring, they're like, ugh. But after you've been in the ring 10 times, 20 times, whatever, it becomes, you get more and more relaxed. It becomes easier and easier and easier. And you realize the punch is not going to hurt you so much. Same thing with this. So that's my suggestion to you. So you go into the interview and you want to prep for the interview. So what you want to do is you want to be sure that you have studied the potential job prospect. Find out about the company. Find out what tech they're using, so you know what they want, etc. Not just the job posting. And so you go in there with a little knowledge about them, and that would be good and impressive. It's good to have good interpersonal skills. And you go in there and you do it. And if it doesn't work out, you try to find out. Ask them why. What can I do to improve? And you just take it from there. You're 20, dude. Don't worry about it. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. I have total confidence that you're going to land a job sooner or later. Yeah. So hold on. That's a good clip. All right. What's the name of your video where you talk about the 33 payments on freelancing? Oh, geez. I don't know. I got like, whatever, 2,000 videos on YouTube. Not one video of me pushing cats into water. I should do that. Or do I have any videos of me making coffee? No. I should do that too. It's about time. Yeah, it's in my freelance course. I talk all about that. But yeah, that's the best payment system, in my opinion. 33% upfront, 33% when you deliver the first draft, which comes very quick. So now you have nearly 70% of the money. And then the last 33% when they sign off on the project. So that has all kinds of advantages to you. Question, just finished learning Python basics and wanting to go into AI. What should I do my next step? Database like SQL or maybe C++? I would look at AI tool sets like TensorFlow from Google and start working with that next. What do you recommend for e-commerce platforms? Follow-up question, are there any libraries that are e-commerce agnostic, a bunch of programming interfaces that you can code against for shipping, payment, etc.? That's a very interesting question. I know that you might want to look at Stripe. I don't know how deep Stripe goes in that regard, but they have very good software, a good API for their systems, so you may want to check that out. PayPal is not bad. It's also pretty good. But I think Stripe is generally more programmer friendly. But you want to look into that. Yeah. That's what I would suggest. Good evening from Alberta. I'm 40. Scary how time flies. Indeed it does. But not too old to code. No. I have friends in their late 50s who are still coding and they enjoy it. And they don't need the money. They just do it. What is your favorite development tech from the last decade and why is it containers? And why is it containers? I'm not sure what you mean by the last thing. What is my favorite development tech in the last decade? You know, it's I love you know, it depends how you look at that. I love virtualizations and virtual machines. I think that's very cool. When I was an active Windows user, I was using VMware Workstation. And I would have all these different installs of Windows and with different configurations for different types of development. I was doing that a while back. That was super cool. I very much enjoyed that. I think in terms of development, indirectly, I really like the modern virtual VPSs, and that technology stack is pretty impressive to me. I hope that answers your questions. Better to get an MBA or a master's in finance, a master's in IT? That's a good question. I would probably say IT if I had to choose between those. Hey, Stef, parents just left to their house feeling real-time lonely. Haha. Hi, Stef. Parents just left to their house feeling real-time lonely. Haha. Not sure if I understand that. All right. What do you think about Lua and Elixir, two Brazilian languages, and Golang, my baby girl? Haha. Well, I hear good things about Golang. I have not used Lua and Elixir. I think between the three, Golang has more legs. At least that's my impression, but I haven't looked at them. I am pretty much language neutral. I think whatever language you learn, I don't believe it's an illusion to think that you will learn a wrong language. It's an illusion. You should check out, I put out a webinar for free. It's a 29-minute webinar called Coders Career Paths. And if you just go to studioweb.com/mentoring, you sign up to the newsletter, and it will take you right there. It's a 29-minute webinar, and I talk all about this kind of stuff, the different languages, how the implications in terms of jobs and so forth, okay? So yeah, just go to studioweb.com/mentoring, and you can sign up there. I'll be coming up with more long-form webinars like that soon. You should see those coming out soon. Was there ever a time where could have needed a CS degree in your coding programming career? No, because once you understand your foundations well, it's really easy to pick up new things. So no. Oh, by the way, I'm going to keep asking. The algorithms love thumbs up. Love thumbs up, so I appreciate thumbs ups. Greetings from Venezuela. Thanks for joining the stream. Hello, sir. What's your thoughts about Rust nowadays? I haven't used it, but my C++ coder friend tells me he loves Rust. He thinks it's much better. I have not used it, though. And I think Rust has some implications in the Linux world, but I am not sure about that. All right. There we go. Any tech hubs on the East Coast other than New York? Yeah, Montreal. Montreal's big. We have Ubisoft here. We have EA Games. We have Google's here. Facebook is here. We're one of the world's leaders in AI here. So a lot of people. Oh, we got some super chats. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Stefan. What is in store for Python this year? Is it part of my KPA this year for work? I got lucky and have this awesome job that ties learning to growth each. Hey, that's very cool, man. What's in store for Python? I don't think Python 4 is coming out anytime soon. I think 3.9 if it's not only out. I'd have to check. I thought all of the big established languages are they're pretty stable. I appreciate the super chat. 2 coffees and Sadiq. I'm very appreciated. I think I got another one. Oh, okay, right. All right, 3 coffees today. It's a 3 coffee stream. Fantastic. Thanks for the amazing content. Well, thanks for participating. I appreciate the super chat. I'm now a web dev because of it. Big thank you. Hey, congratulations, Eddie. Fantastic. Cool. When I buy that coffee that was on you, I'll toast your new job. Congrats. Is it a bad idea to specialize backend? No, not at all. Backend is a good place to be. How quickly can you go from total noob in web development to 10K a month freelancing? That comes down to your business and your social skills, your selling skills. You might be able to do it within a year. It depends where you live. I assume 10K is on the upper end, but it's like it's doable. But it really comes down to how well you can communicate. You have to have a kick-ass looking site. You have to be a good communicator, as I said. There's a lot more hustle in that. But yeah. Would you recommend specialization or generalization when it comes to your resume? You structure your resume according to the job you're seeking. So if the place you're seeking, they want C# developers, emphasize your C# abilities and experiences. I hope that helps there. I do 30 hours a day of coding and learning to code. 30 hours. Not sure what that means. Forget the last question. Riddle me this. Why would anyone move into React, Vue, Angular, Vue, Svelte, Logo for first 3 years? How can anyone actually claim to know enough JS to make it worth it? I think you could jump into it pretty quickly. You know, like any, you know, as long as you understand the DOM and HTTP, you can just jump into any of those, I think. Hey Thomas, how are you? I seen you again, Stefan from Denmark. Thanks for joining the stream. No worries, no worries. That's an amazing answer, Stefan. I'm glad it could help. The AI, yep, it does. Okay, good. Thanks, Steph. How can you learn concepts fast in a dense language like Java? Write code, refactor, get the refactoring book, write code, refactor, and learn design patterns. I think I have a link to it below the stream. That would be, what are the best guides for database partitioning? I couldn't say, dude. The best guides? That's getting into some high-level database stuff. I haven't looked at that kind of stuff in literally 10, 15 years. Can you pin the links to the book, Stefan? They're actually in the video description box. If you look under, they should be there. Yeah. Hey, Stefan, my professors think I should go for my MBA in software engineering, but I'm not sure I can afford it right out of college without a lot of loans. Should I do it or wait until I have more? Yeah, if you don't, like, of all debts to not get, that's student loan debt, because it's not dischargeable through bankruptcy. It's basically, it's debt slavery. It's not a good thing. I'm a little ashamed of our cultures to have done this. I think it's not a good thing. So if you don't have the money, get a job, start making some big money, and pay off any student loan debt you have big time. And then after that, save the money if you want to get your MBA, if you see an opportunity for it. You know, sometimes where you might work, they will pay for your MBA while you work. So don't, if I was to give any advice, especially if you're in the US, do not get into student loan debt. Do not get into student loan debt. Unless you're doing something like, you know, medical doctor or something like that. It's very pernicious stuff. Very pernicious stuff. Can you pin the links to the books, Stefan? They're in the descriptions under the videos. Yeah. You find links right to those books. Hey, Stefan, yeah, I think I read that one. What if some people can't read? Well, then do videos instead. You can find videos. Once you do the basics, that's the thing. Once you do the basics, you understand your foundations and code, you can go to any tutorials online, or just go to the help docs and you can learn on your own. Hello from Buenos Aires. Got a job in web dev at Globant BAs. I'm so excited. My first job in IT. I'm Nico. Congratulations to Nico. Everybody wish Nico congratulations. I like to hear when people get their first job. Fantastic. Good job. Good job, buddy. Do you recommend PHP, hi from Argentina, with Laravel as a second programming language? I have MERN stacked with TypeScript and MySQL 2, and I'm looking for a job. Well, what I would do is I would go out there and start finding some freebie jobs, rewind the stream, where I give the step-by-step how to get your first job. Right now, what you need is work experience, not more stacks. Work experience. Unless you find in where you happen to be looking for a job, the demand is PHP. Then learn PHP. Hey, dude, how are you doing, man? From Tunisia, how are you doing? All right. How are we doing for time? All right, not bad. I'm 31, started coding August 1st, 2020. All right, cool. Studied HTML, CSS, JS, Python, Flask, and React. Got my first dev job 1 month ago, working with Vue, Firebase, and Quasar now. Congratulations. All right, let's give Bafian a congratulations. That's cool, man. You got it done within a year. Is it? Yeah, less than a year. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah, the quickest I've seen, most people can get a job within 6 months to a year, something like that. The quickest I've seen is somebody do it in a month or two, but they work really hard. It's all doable. Solve everything, Stefan. Thanks for this live stream. No problem. Thanks for joining the stream. Dude, don't share your code with small companies. Yeah. Only if they pay. Arthur says, thanks, man. I'm currently a full stack dev working in a Flutter mobile app. Very cool. Doing maintenance on deprecated service. I've never done professional apps on my life. I was needing this motivation. Hey, no problem, man. Don't worry, dude. You're quite young. You got a lot. Your 20s is the learning years. The 30s, you start transitioning into learning and making money. And your 40s and 50s, you make the big money. Although you can circumvent that. Like a good friend of mine, he is now worth many tens of millions of dollars, and he's 32 years old. So he's doing pretty good. And another friend of mine, I think he's in the hundreds. So anyway. I am from Saudi Arabia. Can you tell me about Canada job market as a programmer? Lots of work here. Most important thing is communication skills. So, Stefan, I would love to work with you. I have some crazy ideas. Let's do coffee. Toronto's a few minutes drive. Yeah, it's just a few minutes away. No problem. Yeah. Next time maybe I'm in Toronto, you come around. You never know. What database would I use to store PDF documents? You don't use the database to store blob data. With a relational database, you can store images, PDFs, probably even audio files into the database itself. I would not do that. It's slow, encumbering. It used to be anyway. What I do instead is I just store a reference in the file system to your PDF. So you store your PDF in some directory, and then you store the URL pointing to your PDF in your database, and you do it that way so you have much faster database operations. I'm too poor for that. I was 18, 19 when it happened. I lost that context, Matthew, sorry. All right, little conversation. Are desktop apps going away in favor of web? Well, since the 90s, they've really gone away. There's always going to be desktop apps, I would imagine. But they be less and less needed simply because networks are so fast. And over time, as network speed increases, CPU speed increases, etc., the distinction between the local computer and the remote machine is going to become less and less of an issue. So slowly over time, but I can tell you from the 90s to now, they've dropped, I don't know, maybe 95%. It's all web now. Back in the 90s, VB programmers, where they would write code just for Windows, local apps, local install, they were huge. Now it's, I don't know, not like it used to be, that's for sure. But it's a slow-moving target, so I won't be too concerned. Hey, Stef, what do you think about Elixir? I have not used it, so I don't have an opinion. Well, Gizmo, with our... I'm not sure what this... WIT SH, I'm not sure what that means. As a person with your coding skills, as well as others who work at these larger companies, how could you not be compelled to just be so? I'm not sure. I lost that network. I lost that context. Sorry, dude. Hi from New York. Hey, I hope everything's cool down there. Cool city. Shiv, work in group. It cures procrastination. That also helps, yeah. It's like having a training partner, right? Training partner says, hey, we got to go to the gym. It's less likely you're going to skip the gym, you know? All right. We'll wrap this up pretty soon. We're at an hour. I'm 17 currently. My real passion is in side gigs, and I'd like to make it my full-time income, but a job is necessary to make that happen. What job could I aim to get at 18 to save up some money? I think your best bet would be in web stack or maybe mobile development. Again, same process to getting a job. You just got to show people that you can produce the work. That's all. So yeah, man, good age, 17. Woof. And you're starting to get it together young. Good stuff. When you start making money, be sure to save. Save and invest, save and invest, save and invest. Especially if you start really young, you'll be on easy street way before most people. So yeah, good stuff. Okay. All right. Ayano Koji. Japanese, I guess. Sir, I want to ask about software engineer job. I am from Bangladesh. Okay, sorry. And I want to get a job at software engineering company, but I can't go there for interview because of financial problem. They're not going to do Zoom meeting or Skype meeting with you, maybe. That might be opportunity for you there. Send your resume. So that is what I would suggest. And reach out to them. Show them. Reach out to them via email. Make sure you write short professional emails. And try to convince people that you have skills and maybe do a Zoom or a Skype interview. Maybe you can try that. If that's possible, go to internet cafe or something. I assume you have a computer if you're a coder. Yeah, that's my suggestion. Don't give up. Just keep working at it. Reach out to people. Improve your communication skills. And maybe do some freelance jobs on the side if you can. And you will make it. Will I be able to do interview and go there with HB1 visa that company sponsored? You would have to talk to a company about that. That's legal stuff I'm not familiar with, but it's possible. Don't give up. You can do it. Vue is much better than React. It's much easier. Why this people this day learning Golang? It's all based on how many job opportunities are there. It's all about your portfolio experience is king, kid, folks. Exactly that. It's all about that. Y'all know I don't. You have to search for it. I did that when see Frostbite. Currently, I know nothing about coding, but I am planning on doing web page development or being full stack. Should I take coding courses in college or learn my fundamentals, or should I follow your courses? Do my courses first because they're inexpensive, and within a few months you're going to learn a lot, and then from there you'll be able to make that choice. With my courses, you can start building sites, and you can start doing entry-level work for sure. I know people who have done it. So yeah, here's a good philosophy of decision making. When you have two decisions in front of you, one has heavy commitment or heavy cost in time or money, versus one that it doesn't have nearly as heavy a cost, much less risk, and you can resolve it more quickly. This is the easier choice because you can figure out whether it's going to work or not before you take that huge commitment. You may, in the end, have to do the huge commitment, but at least you'll figure this out very quickly. That is a good strategy, tactic, if you will, in life, not just in terms of learning to code or investments or what have you. I did that when I got very sick a long time ago, when I was 18 or 19, I forget, when I got a very deadly blood disease. And when I was hospitalized, they weren't sure if I was going to live the night. So then, for about a year and a half, I was in the hospital twice a week, drugs, heavy steroids. It was a tasking situation. And at one point, I had to make a decision between major surgery or trying something that wasn't nearly as drastic on my body. Essentially, I met a guy from China. He was a medical doctor, but also a Chinese, traditional Chinese doctor as well, did both. So he said to me at the time, this is 30 years ago, he said to me, I can cure your blood disease, but it's going to take me 6 to 9 months. And you're going to have to take all these heavy herbs, and you're going to have to stop doing martial arts, and you're going to have to do this and that and the other thing. So, or the major surgery with the Western approach. So I decided to do the Chinese approach because it wasn't drastic, it wasn't major surgery, it wasn't so on and so forth. So my Western doctors didn't like that. They wanted me to do the surgeries and all kinds of other stuff, major drugs. But I decided to go the Chinese traditional route because I thought that was the less drastic approach, and I could always double back and do the more drastic surgery and so forth. Fortunately for me, the Chinese approach worked. And I had to be patient for 6 months and follow the protocol and do the herbs and all this kind of stuff. But it worked. And many, many decades later, I'm still in great shape. Thank God. So that's an example of, and I'm not saying you would do that, and you have to do what's good for you in your situation. But this is where I sort of said, I'm going to try the less drastic approach first, see what happens before I do the irreversible, super drastic approach. So I hope that helps. So at 1 hour, I will call an end to this stream. I think this is good advice from Sadiq. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Hey, Christy, how you doing? I'm doing good. I hope you are well. I'm going to see, did I miss any more super chats? I don't want to hurt. All right, good. We got all super chats. I'd stay on longer, but I'm starting to lose my voice. And thanks for joining the stream. My age, 169. So that's my age, officially. If you type in 169-year-old nerd on Google or on YouTube, that's who pops up. All right. All right, that's it. So I'll leave with my ASMR. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Give me the thumbs up if you like this kind of content. It's good for the algorithms. If you have any questions, post under the video when the stream goes. I'm going to leave it on the site. And that's it. All right, we'll do the ASMR thing now. Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Ciao.